Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members on the Patreons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it, guys. So they just released a new kind of a Q&A. Stona just did, answering some questions from the DEVS server. So very interesting ones. Okay, so let's just hop in. I don't want this video to be too long. First one is talking about the R73 and the R27 ET, which is the extended range IR version of the R27. On the MiG-29 SMT, and if they are considering adding more advanced missiles in the form of the AIM-9M to both F-16s and other similar aircraft. And they say they are obviously looking into this situation, and they will add the missiles following for the following jets. So the AIM-9Ms are being added for the F-16C, the MatAWG, the Harrier GR7, and the Italian AV-8B+. For MatAWG 2s with an HMD has been added to the Mirage 2005F, and of course the AIM-7M have been added to the MatAWG 2. So no Python 4 for now, but at least they added the AIM-7M as a counter, at least, to the BVR situation in the higher tiers for the Israelis, right? Which was something that a lot of people wanted, right? SMT has the R73 in rank 1, and the F-16s have the AIM-9L in rank 3. Do you plan to change this? Yes, they will change this. This is obvious that they would change this. I mean, I think so. They ask about the AK-41, if it's getting the R73 and R27 ET. The ET is already in the dev server, and it will already be added. In the future, they might receive the R73, the AK, but the MiGs, they're not thinking about adding the R73 for those two aircraft, which in my opinion doesn't make any sense. At least the German one increased the BR to 12.3 and add the R73, at least for them to have a chance in the top tiers. It literally makes no sense to not, at least for the Germans, add this missile if the SMT is getting and the other countries are having the AIM-9M. This is my opinion. A fix on the altitude of Betty that they are going to fix. This is an interesting one. They're asking about future top tier jets for Sweden and Great Britain to counter the SMT and other aircraft in general, right? And they say, we have plans to add new top tier jets to both Sweden and Great Britain this year. Stay tuned to the news. Basically confirming that the Eurofighter Typhoon and the Gripen are coming this year, guys. So exciting times. I probably wouldn't say that it is confirmed for the next patch in October, but for sure in December, you know, the big patch, everybody gets something, you know, that kind of situation. Fox 3 missiles added for everybody, so that would be very, very cool. So yeah. Something about they're talking about the BRs and stuff about the Kiowa. Not gonna mention too much about it. I don't want this video to be too long. You can always pause it and take a look. They ask about the Harrier GR7, about the AGM-65G, if they are planning to add this missile, but they say basically that they are looking for it. They're not looking for it. They're researching it, you know, first. But it's too early to say if the missile will be added to the game. The G is one of the best variants of the Maverick, so it's probably why, you know. And basically they're talking about it over here, about the fire and forget missiles that basically hit tanks without causing damage. I already even showed that in the last dev server. It's kind of bugged, and it's not only in the Mavericks, okay? It's all the TV guided missiles and IR guided missiles. So the KH-29s are doing that with an amazing, incredible, like TNT equivalent mass. It still doesn't kill the tank, which doesn't make any sense. But yeah, they are basically working on ways to actually, you know, make those missiles aim for less precise spot hits. In a more, like, it would be more realistic, basically, right? So they're working on this. And a guy asks if aircraft of the Hungarian aviation could be added to the Italian Tech 3. They gave even the example of the 210 over here, the L-39, MiG-29, the Gripen, and some helicopters, and they say they do. They're not talking about the aircraft specifically, but they're basically confirming fixed aircraft, fixed wing aircraft for the Italian Tech 3s from the Hungarian Air Force. So very, very cool. So I don't know, I mean, you guys tell me if you want this, but Maybe, technically, MiG-29s and Gripens confirmed for the Italian Tech Tree, kinda. But yeah. On the ground forces side, we have... So here they talk a little bit about some of the things. For example, they're working better on the smoke grenades detonating. So it would be taking a little bit more shots to do that. The Israeli shop house are being fixed as well because they are... it is a little bit different than the American one. For example, the addition of the FLIR system and stuff. So yeah, of course, the SAM sites for, or the SAM, the anti-air systems for the Japanese tech tree, they are working on it, but it is going to take more time than dispatch probably. So yeah, but they're working on one particular one apparently, and they are going to maybe add more depending on what history gave us, they basically said, right? The decorations look unrealistic on the destruction. Of course, they're working on that. I mean, it was the first DEVS ever, come on. Asking the addition of, they're basically asking for the addition of Tigers, Panthers, and other heavy aircraft tanks for the Hungarian tech tree in the Italian tech tree. So of course they are going to add some of the German vehicles and stuff, even the Nimrod SPAA and others. So yeah, full voiceovers for the Israeli crews. They are working on it, but it had a delay basically. The STRF 9040C had a different ammo rack due to this manual over here, or whatever this is, photo guide, or I don't know. And the BR, they might change in the future. Additional armor for the Turan, the Zrinu, and other stuff like that will be added later maybe, but not right now basically. And the Bishma will receive the same ammunition that it has with its 10.3 BR, so we will only use the Mango, which is the BM42, right? And they basically talk a little bit about maps, some changes to the maps, the fixes to the new wind system that they are doing, and of course the introduction of new tutorials. They are working on expanding the tutorials in different areas of the game. So how the RWR works, how radar missile works, how everything like this should be taught, because a lot of times, I mean, people just need to go to the YouTube, for example, to a channel like mine, for example, but sometimes there are stuff that I don't know about the game inner workings, right? And so they basically telling people would make a lot of sense, you know, in a tutorial or something like that. So yeah, and some minor hitboxes fixes as well in the map. So yeah, major things are these ones, I think, in my opinion, especially the addition of the Eurofighter and the Gripen. It's basically confirming that, because there's nothing else that can be added there. If it's not the Gripen for Sweden, it is an F-18 for Finland. If it's not the Eurofighter for Great Britain, it will be another very advanced aircraft. So yeah, very cool aircraft will come to the minor tech trees. Minor, quote unquote, right? But still. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys, see ya.